Hello, great people. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has eventually sued popular activist Omoyele Sowore. I have details of the case here as filed by the Nigerian government, and there are some interesting things about it. So sit down, relax. Let me read it out to you. It's like 4 to 5 pages. I would read everything out to you so that you will know what the Nigerian government is saying, because it also involves Facebook. So if you are a lover of the blue app, definitely the government is also suing Facebook as well, and it's also involved X. So if you are the type that likes Twitter, or now called X, definitely you need to watch out for what Nigerian government is saying in this video. I will be reading it out to you, then I will be dissecting the associated issues for you as your sure plug. So you need to stick around with me, because it's going to be very interesting on this episode with your sure plug. Now, before I read the court document out to you, what the Nigerian government is suing Omoyele Sowore for, the details of it, let me first of all tell you the background, which is that you will recall that Omoyele Sowore made a post when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Brazil, and he said that Nigeria is now corruption free. Sowore, as a citizen, reacted to that particular oration of the president that no, you cannot go to Brazil and lie. This is a criminal act. How dare you go and lie that there's no corruption in Nigeria? Tinubu, you are a criminal. The DSS was angry with that. They wrote to Facebook and X. They wrote to them that they should delete the tweet of Omoyele Sowore. Facebook and X sent the letter to Omoyele Sowore for the sake of fair hearing, and Omoyele Sowore blew the issue to the Nigerian media. And now the DSS gave Sowore ultimatum of 2 weeks that delete this post. Sowore have refused to. So there have been this back and forth between them, and now the government is suing Omoyele Sowore. Let's go to the details of the charges against Sowore. Let me read to you. It says, in the Federal High Court of Nigeria, in the Abuja Judicial Division holding at Abuja, between Federal Republic of Nigeria complainant and Omoyele Sowore, X Incorporated, and the X Incorporated is the second. The third one is Meta, which is also the parent company of Facebook. But in this case, I saw something here, which is that if you say between Federal Republic of Nigeria, so what about adding Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Because the Federal Republic of Nigeria is suing on the behalf of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm just thinking aloud that is it right not to include Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself? And I will come to a case between Femi Falana and Ibrahim Babangida when he was the head of state. I will give you that gist if there is time, but if there's no time, I will give you in another video. So make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification button. Count 1 against popular activist Omoyele Sowore. It restores that you, Omoyele Sowore, adult, male, on or about the 25th day of August 2025, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did use your official X handle page at Yele Sowore to send out a message/tweet as the message now. This criminal at official PBAT actually went to Brazil to state that there is no more corruption under his regime in Nigeria. What audacity to lie shamelessly, which you know now. End of the quote. Now, the Nigerian government is saying that Omoyele Sowore, they are referring to him, saying which you know the said message to be false, but posted it for the purpose of causing a breakdown of law and order in the country, especially among individuals who hold divergent views on the personality of the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and thereby committed an offense contrary to section 24 subsection 1b of the Cyber Crimes Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Amendment Act 2024. Count 2 against popular activist Omoyele Sowore. That you, Omoyele Sowore, adult male, on or about the 26th day of August 2025, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did use your official Facebook page, Omoyele Sowore, to send out a message post as this. It is the same message. So I think count 1 is for Facebook, count 2 is for X. Now count 3. Let's go to count 3. It says that you, Omoyele Sowore, using the instrumentality of X via your official X account at Yele Sowore, did knowingly publish defamatory material on your platform. This, the same quote that this criminal at official bat actually went to Brazil to state that there's no more corruption under this regime in Nigeria. What audacity to lie shamelessly. And they are charging Sowore for that under section 375 of the Criminal Code Act. Now, let's go to count 4. Count 4 is referring to Omoyele Sowore's post on Facebook as regards the same statement, and they are charging him under section 375 of the Criminal Code Act. So it's the same offense, but they use one count for Facebook, they use another count for Twitter. So on this now called X anyway, so they are charging him under section 375 of the Criminal Code Act. Now let us go to count 5. What I see in this count before going to count 5 is that the only reason why they are suing Omoyele Sowore is on that particular post where he allegedly referred to Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a criminal. Do you agree with Omoyele Sowore? Do you agree with his assertion? I look forward to your impression in the comment section. Now let's go to count 5. It says that you, Omoyele Sowore, adult male, on or about the 26th day of August 2025, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court with intent to cause public fear and disturbance, publish false information on your official X and Facebook account at Yele Sowore, respectively, against the personality and reputation of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 59 of the Criminal Code Act and punishable under the same Act, dated this 16th day of September 2025, and it was sued by Director of Public Prosecution, who happens to be MB Abubakar Esquire, and the counsel will be MENS UB Bula CS is a PhD EG Orubo. So you can see that the Nigerian government is putting up a list of 5 lawyers against Omoyele Sowore. That is the details of the charges against him. Now let's use the few moments that we have, because I don't want this video to be too long. Let us use it to see how we can dissect some issues. It is an evolving issues, so other things will still be coming up as regards this case in the coming days. But what I can tell you is, if Omoyele Sowore is not careful, I can tell you that the Tinubu government will jail him. The Tinubu government will jail Omoyele Sowore. Why would they jail him? Because Bola Ahmed Tinubu apparently has an overwhelming influence on the judiciary. So Tinubu government will either jail Sowore, or the Tinubu government will get embarrassed. Don't forget that this is not only within the jurisdiction of Nigeria. It has taken an international dimension by involving X and Facebook. So I think that there is an international dimension to it, and I've dissected some of that in one of my live videos as regards this topic of Omoyele Sowore. Do well to catch up with it in the live section of my channel. And I think that the Tinubu government, you have a case against Nigerian government, and not just Nigerian government, but the president in Nigeria. Definitely, they would liaise with the court, because the court is still an arm of government, and that's why I said Sowore will apparently be jailed, except if he can put up a very strong defense. And in putting up a strong defense, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will end up being embarrassed. What do I mean by that? In court, Sowore will be given the opportunity to prove why Tinubu is a criminal. And if Sowore have some strong details or document against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at the end of the day, the president, while trying to tame or jail Sowore, will end up embarrassing himself, because the court system is not a place where you smile. It is a place where you put forward your argument rigorously for and against, just so that you can win the case. So if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not careful, he may end up being embarrassed, or Sowore will end up in jail, because apparently Tinubu, with profound respect to him, seems to have an overwhelming influence on the judiciary. And that will tell you what happened in the Supreme Court as regards the Rivers State issue and the state of emergency, whereby the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, was illegally suspended, in my own opinion. So you would see that for Supreme Court to fail to hear the case against the Tinubu government that determine whether Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when declaring a state of emergency, can suspend democratically instituted structures in the state for a whole 6 months, the Supreme Court failed to hear that particular case. That is not for nothing. So it shows the influence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu apparently on the Nigeria judiciary. And another thing that gave me concern is When I check Sowore's social media handle, one of his arguments against the case, because lest I forget, Sowore has also sued Nigerian government that the DSS have no power in law to tell Meta, which is the parent company of Facebook and X, formerly Twitter, they don't have the power to tell them what to do. And I read something on his Facebook page where he argued through his lawyers that DSS has no power in law. Take note of that statement. DSS have no power in law. Well, in law, when I read that, I was like, this Sowore guy will end up putting Nigerians in trouble. In fact, there's fire on the mountain. And do you know why I said that? In the sense that if there is no law, if you are saying the DSS has no power in law, don't forget that there is a Tinubu's will, Godswill Akpabio, who happens to be the president of the Nigerian Senate, and all it will take them is to pass the law. The APC already have majority in the House of Representatives and the Nigerian Senate. In fact, they are moving close towards having a two-third majority. And if they have a two-third majority, definitely I won't be surprised if they eventually propose a law that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should even have a third term as president. I won't be surprised. But now that they have overwhelming majority in the Nigerian legislative chambers, all it will take them is just to enact a law. And at the end of the day, that power that you are saying DSS does not have, the Senate will pass a law and give them that power. At the end of the day, it may not be Sowore that will suffer for it. It is Nigerians that are not even related to Sowore that will not be suffering for it. So I feel that Sowore is on the path of putting Nigerians in trouble as regards the use of social media if care is not taken. And what I can tell Sowore is that you are a great activist. I admire your activism. You have been consistent all year round, but choose your battles wisely. This is Nigeria. If you are to fight the president of Nigeria, if you are not careful, the president has overwhelming influence on the security agencies, the judiciary, and Nigeria will always be Nigeria. There's a little that I can say in that regard. I can't go deep in that regard, but then Nigeria will always be Nigeria. And in Nigeria, a lot have happened, and definitely many more things can still happen. Students of history will remember how successive Nigerian government have dealt with some particular people and have dealt with some cases. And I just hope that the Tinubu government would not take Sowore out of circulation by sending him to jail. And if the judiciary says go to jail, there's nothing anybody can do. The worst you can do is appeal up to the Supreme Court. And if they affirm that judgment, you will be in jail. There's nothing anybody can do about it. And that's why I'm telling Sowore, as much as you are a great activist, definitely choose your battles wisely. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.